Hey guys, what's going on? Thought I'd go over KAVL, which is the trade that CatalystX by Tim Sykes took this morning. If you want to get it for as cheap as possible, there's a secret I recommend. Check the link in the description below. It'll take you to this page, which is the weekend windfalls page. Basically, if you scroll down the bottom here, you'll see everything you get with Weekend Windfall, which is his weekend trades. But for $7, if you sign up for this, it'll give you an option as you sign up for this if you want to upgrade for CatalystX. And the CatalystX is only about $20, so you can also get your money back if you're unhappy for any reason. So it's definitely worth trying the $7 option out to get Timothy Sykes' Weekend Windfall training. Plus, CatalystX is an upsell when you actually buy this. So this is how I got it, and it's certainly something I recommend. Very, very low cost, very easy to do, and at the worst, you learn how to do some of these really interesting penny stock trades. And at the best, you get the CatalystX as the upgrade for about $20 on top of the $7 windfall training, and you can get some of these trades I'm going to show you today. So this morning, you can see my emails here. I've kept the ones here that are relevant. So you can see CatalystX at 8:07 a.m. There was a buy alert which was sent out via SMS and on email from Tim Sykes, and it was buy Cavill at 1.17. He bought 5,000 shares at 117, and he said buy this low float spiker on merger news. So I've left these open. We'll go through them in a sec, but this is Cavill right here. This was pre-market when he was buying, so you have to be available pre-market generally for these. It does help to be able to buy them before the market opens. I've circled his entry on Cavill right here. This is the 1 minute chart. So you can see this was one of the few that, well, actually all of them you do have to chase a little bit. So you could have got in close to his price, but not exactly, as this candle really did shoot up and close a bit higher. This isn't always the case, but it is kind of a trend that you do have to chase a little bit. Like a lot of these scalping services, you do end up having to chase the price a little bit. But this went up 17%, so this might not seem like a big move, but over the next 10 minutes, this moved up 17% from 117 all the way up to the high here. It hit 143, so a little bit more than 17%. So this was this move right here, and that's pretty good for just playing a stock, right? So this is a low float stock. If we go into the email itself here, you can see what he said is he bought 7,000 or 5,000 shares at 117, buying this low float spiker on merger news, and it's running fast. So let's see if this becomes one of the top spikers. Sorry, all caps, no time to edit, running fast. Goal is to make 10 to 20%. So you can see he was trying to type the alert out quickly, knowing that this thing was moving, so he was jumping on the momentum. And sometimes people complain about that a little bit because it did start to move really quite quickly. But look at this, it dipped and then it went back up again. He got out here, so for about 17%, which is a nice little move. But this thing actually continued massively all the way up to 180 or something, 190 up here. Look at this thing. And of course, like, Timothy Sykes actually likes to take little snipes like that, so he'll snipe in and out for a scalp here. I'm surprised he didn't take it on this, but for whatever reason he didn't. However, later in the day he did take another little scalp. It didn't work quite as well. I think it was about a 6% move in the overall stock, like right here. And so he took that on, if we go back to the emails right here, he said rebought Cavill at 1.36, that was at 10.04. So 10.04 is right here. So he bought it on this kind of consolidation here, and then he got out on this move within 5 minutes or so. So again, another quite quick move. But if you have SMS or you have just like Gmail push notifications, you can, and you're prepared to chase a little bit, you can get these things. They're not that hard to get. So he rebought it at 10.04, sold it 6 minutes later out of Cavill, sold 12,000. So he went in much heavier on this second move. So even though it was a smaller percentage win, he made just as much money as he did on that first one, because he bought twice as many or almost 3 times as many shares. So he said he rebought it here. Cut losses have no bounce, so he was looking for the bounce on this. And you can see it did consolidate and then it did bounce, so it was pretty good. He was spot on with that. Go back to here. He said out of Cavill for another small win. Phew, I'm out for another single, 109 stock. Should have been more aggressive earlier on, left it alone, good lesson. Just glass, I guess he meant glad to be green on this one, correct to all earlier longs. So this is the story that you see with Tim Sykes is he's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but he is good at his risk-reward management, so he always cuts losses quickly. He also takes profits fairly quickly as well. You can see he only captured 2 small parts of this whole move. He didn't even capture the whole move, but overall he is profitable with these small cap stocks. Definitely something I highly recommend. Like I said at the start, if you want to get CatalystX, there is a loophole you can do. You can go to the page that I'm linking in the description below, sign up for the Windfall training for $7. Again, you can get your money back on this if you don't want it for whatever reason. I think there's a 30-day money back guarantee. But during the process of going through signing up for the $7, you get an option to upgrade to CatalystX, and the last time I checked it was only $20. So it's definitely a way to do it if you want these fast-moving, scalpy penny stocks. And the training is really worth it too. A lot of people put training aside, but it's a really important component of trading, right? You should learn how to do these things rather than just get these alerts. Most people just want the alerts, but honestly, learning how to do it for yourself is probably just as good, if not better. All right, hopefully that's helpful, and I'll talk to you guys soon.